50, 45, there goes Davis.
Oh my God!
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 498. We are presented always by Viva Tequila Seltzer. Today is Monday, February 10th, 2025. And Elvis, the Eagles just kicked the shit out of the Kansas City Chiefs. How the hell you doing?
I'm doing great, Dale. I know a lot of people in the Midwest might not be doing the same, but we're doing great over here. Lovely day. You see the sun busting out the window. You see it, people. Allegedly some snow coming in tomorrow. Can't tell by the sun hitting my eyes, but let's get into it, Dale.
Yeah, we had a great weekend. A little snow over the weekend, but a little snow up here in the Northeast never hurt anybody. Kind of come and going. They're saying another snowstorm tomorrow or Wednesday as well. So allegedly, we will see with our own eyes. But yeah, it was a great Super Bowl. We'll discuss everything there. Got some coaching hires as well. Aaron Rodgers probably not coming back to the Jets. We'll talk about that.
Good. You sound happy about it now.
Mixed emotions, I'll say that. Monday slate, we got 10 games in the association. Luka will make his first start for the Lakers. I don't know if you saw, but Kim Kardashian tweeted, or she commented on the Lakers post on Instagram saying, I'm trying to learn Slovenia with like the biting tongue emoji.
Oh yeah,
and
she's trying to.
Yeah, and he commented, no thank you, please don't. And she deleted the comment.
Yeah, legend.
So that was hilarious. And then I got college hoops. I got 2 plays. It's only, I think, like 10 games tonight. Mondays are very short. Got All-Star break coming up soon this weekend as well in the Bay Area. So we got that coming up a little later in the week. But Elvis, Eagles 40. They hung 40 on them against 20 to 22. And if you think it was competitive, no, that was all garbage time. I mean, who would have thought? Jalen Hurts, first quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl with a visor, making history. Only quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl with a visor. Kenny Pickett was kneeling the ball to end the game. Who would have thought? And to be honest, if I told you, say you didn't watch the Super Bowl, right? And I said Saquon, 25 carries for 57 yards. And I asked you, do you think the Eagles won the game? You'd be like, I don't know, Spagnola. He loaded the box up. But, man, they whooped the shit out of the Kansas City Chiefs. And to be honest, correct me if I'm wrong, it looked like the Tampa Bay game in the Super Bowl a few years back. Rushing forward, they didn't really blitz anybody. You got to I know Jalen Hurts played without that one interception, he played a fantastic game. He outplayed Patrick Mahomes by a mile. But Vic Fangio, man, he diced them up and he put on a fucking show. That defense, Cooper DeJean, putting on for the white corners out there. I mean, a pick 6 in the Super Bowl was legendary. That linebacker core was fantastic. It made Patrick Mahomes look confused out there. Travis Kelce didn't get a catch until the third quarter. Sneaky Xavier Worthy, 8 catches, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's very sneaky. But outside of that, man, holy shit, the Philadelphia Eagles, man, they're the better team. They're the better team.
Yeah. Clearly the much better team after yesterday. For anybody out there that took the Eagles, if they say they expected to see the outcome what they saw yesterday, they're a damn lie. They're a damn lie. I'm telling you right now, that was shocking. For how great, because they're great, the Kansas City Chiefs are. I never thought in a million years they'll be down 34-0 in the biggest game of them all, the Super Bowl. That was the most surprising part, though. Let's start with Nick Fangio and that defense. Patrick Mahomes' first half stats. 6 for 14, 33 yards, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks. He was under duress still. Like you said, it was very Tampa-ish with the defense. they were able to get home. How many times you saw Patrick Mahomes running for his life? Still, you know how many times the Philadelphia Eagles blitzed yesterday?
0.
0 times. And
Yep.
they were able to get after him consistently
That's the key. Just rush 4.
and drop back everybody
Yep.
else. Maybe put a spy on him because we all know when healthy, Patrick Mahomes could kill you with his legs. And we saw him do it. You know, Patrick Mahomes gave it his all. Yes, you could say the 2 interceptions, what it is, but Patrick Mahomes did the best he can with that defense he was facing. The offensive line is a great offensive line. It's top 5 offensive line. They just simply couldn't defend that pass rush yesterday.
That was the problem, and it was the problem against Tampa as well. It was the offensive line.
Yeah. So give credit to Nick Fangio for sticking to his guns, sticking to his game plan, and never bringing the blitz. Having trust on his guys and his game plan, his scheme, that they're able to consistently get home rushing 4. To me, that was just a flat out amazing plan. Good job by the defense and Nick Fangio. The offense with / Cooper Jardine could have easily won the MVP. Collectively. You know, they could have won the MVP. Like I said, with the Chiefs, they're great. They're all time. Now, you know, I'm not gonna take too much from the game because it was a bad game. It was a bad game overall from everybody on the team. Patrick Mahomes led them with 25 yards rushing. Kareem Hunt went nowhere fast. They wasn't even able to start a running game because they're already down 17-0 late in mid-second quarter, Dale. So got to give credit to the Eagles defense. And offensively, Dale, it was Jalen Hurts' game. It was his moment. Yeah. From the get-go, we saw Kansas City and Steve Spagnuolo. We saw from the first few runs of the game, they're not going to let Saquon beat them.
Nope.
They were not going to let Saquon. Saquon was going nowhere fast. Nowhere fast. After the first possession, the first drive, I knew right then and there, the game plan is they're going to make Jalen Hurts beat him with his arm.
And he did.
And he did exactly that. So I want to hear no more noise about Jalen Hurts. And, you know, not to go back to it, but people had Patrick Mahomes possibly in the GOAT debate prior. Jalen Hurts just outplayed the GOAT, one of the GOATs in Patrick Mahomes by a mile. Like
arguably twice.
We don't need to go here or there, but he did have a better game besides that fumble a couple Super Bowls ago. But Jalen Hurts, to me, he proved all the doubters wrong. And then the one interception he did throw in the red zone, that was great pressure. I'm pretty sure Bolden. So great pressure. He did have one mistake.
That's it.
But everybody makes mistakes. To me, tremendous game plan. Nick Fangio, Kellen Moore might be able to get any job he wants next season. I don't know if he's going to take the Saints job, but Kellen Moore could honestly get any job he wants next season because he had a tremendous season. And I think Nick Sirianni needs some credit, Dale. Say what you want, hate him or love him. The guy has 2 Super Bowl appearances in 4 years, and he's a Super Bowl winning head coach. So got to give him credit. And shout out to Philadelphia Eagles for just giving us an old classic ass whooping.
Yeah, I think he's one of the most all-time winningest Eagle head coaches of all time. Weird guy, but he's a winner. Howie Rose. Roseman. What a team he assembled. I mean, that guy Zach Bond too. The way he picked that off, he was all over the field. He got 7 tackles as well. He was going sideline to sideline. To go off what you said, the Eagles blitzed 0 times of 42 dropbacks. Mahomes is a 6th quarterback in Super Bowl history to not be blitzed 1 time. All 6 of those quarterbacks have lost.
Great defenses.
Yep, defense wins championships. And I'll say this, I have criticized, and rightfully so, Jalen Hurts of the turnovers, but that was his best game he's ever played. I mean, you saw it early on with that dime to A.J. Brown with the little
questionable call.
Early. And what's wrong with the narratives, people who said it was rigged? Where are those people? Yeah, I don't think it was a penalty, but that was a dime. And then the dagger to Devontae Smith, that was his best throw of his career. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. He did it with his legs as well. It was an all-around performance from Jalen Hurts. I'm so happy for him. And yeah, I agree. There's no more debate about if he's a good, solid quarterback. If he's a guy that could win you, he's elite.
He's
He is.
underpaid.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
No, he
underpaid.
might be underpaid at this point.
He's underpaid.
But he is elite. Like there's no more narrative that
Mhm.
Jalen Hurts is not elite. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and we saw him yesterday. The one element of his game that we saw, especially throughout this postseason run, is him with that QB draw up the middle. We saw that get called more often in this playoff run. We didn't see that last year or even the
Yeah.
Super Bowl run the year prior. We didn't see Jalen Hurts, call QB runs like that where Saquon or the running back is the leading blocker and then Jalen Hurts is going right behind them. So that's one element to the game that also evolved. Jalen Hurts led not just his team, the game with 72 yards rushing on 11 carries, and he had the anytime touchdown that we both cashed on as well. He had the longest rush of the game. I'm not sure if Mahomes, longest rush as well for 17 yards. So I think Jalen Hurts proved everybody he could do it all when needed at the biggest level of the game.
Jalen Hurts during the playoffs, 82% completion rate, 920 yards, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, Super Bowl champ and Super Bowl MVP. I mean, he was dominant. There's just no more you could say. Yeah, like Nick Sirianni, I think he's a good coach. Doesn't matter if you think he's weird. I know the narrative about him, but guy's a great coach. And, I think he really does well with good coordinators as well. Vic Fangio, one of the best. I mean, people were talking about Steve Spagnuolo being one of the greatest. Vic Fangio is one of the greatest as well. And we finally got a smile out of him, too. I know he doesn't really smile that much. He smiled last night. Kellen Moore is linked to that New Orleans job as well, which I know Sirianni was trying to make a case. He said, hey, let's run this shit back.
He knows he needs him. He knows he needs him.
Yeah. I thought it was amazing. Real quick on Kansas City, because I don't understand why they went away from the run game early on. It looked like late when they were down, they tried to establish the run when I felt like it was a little too late. But do you have any idea as to why the game plan wasn't good? I don't. And Nick Sirianni outcoached Andy Reid. As much as you want to say Andy Reid, first ballot Hall of Famer, but he got outcoached by Nick Sirianni. I mean, I don't understand the game plan from the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a couple mishaps early, but also got to give credit to the defense for knocking off the timing a little bit. We saw it in the first possession for the Chiefs when Travis Kelce dropped the ball a little behind them to throw the D-hop when he dropped it a little far ahead. The interception where Braun caught it over the middle. Everything was kind of, I'm not going to say forced, but it wasn't like a timely play. Everything was a little off timing. Give credit to the defense. Mahomes either had to slide right, slide left. They push the receiver off their spot just a little bit. That knocks off timing. Like we said, that's what Tampa Bay was able to do, and they were so successful. And we saw it almost an identical game plan to the Super Bowl just 4 years ago.
It was insane. I got some more crazy stats as well. They sacked Patrick Mahomes 5 times in 21 dropbacks. They blitzed 6 times. Yeah, the QBRs, Jalen Hurts 75, Patrick Mahomes 11. That's Mahomes' second lowest QBR game of his career. And I'll say this, the narrative with the whole, you mentioned it a little earlier with the whole GOAT conversation, and I think he deserves to be up there. But these 2 losses in the Super Bowl, he's 3-2 now. Same thing with Brady, his first 5.
Quick, he is also touchdown to interception, 10 touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
Yeah.
Not great.
Not great. And that's what I was gonna say. Both losses were awful losses. Like they weren't competitive in either game. Say what you want about Tom Brady, he didn't perform that bad when he lost.
No, one of the losses, he set the NFL all-time passing record with 505 passing yards.
So, yes, he is still an all-time great. And I think if he would have three-peated and won and was 4-1 in his 5 Super Bowls, then I could be like, okay, you might have a convincing argument.
It'll be hard not to put him at least 1 or 2. You know,
how happy was Brady calling this and watching him lose? A little deep down, he was happy.
Little deep down, he was definitely happy. Yes.
You could hear it in his voice.
But he also hates the Eagles. I don't think he's the biggest Eagles fan either.
No, they beat him too.
I don't think he's the biggest Eagles fan.
You saw that watch he was wearing?
800,000. Mark sponsored. He got paid to wear that watch.
I mean, high cheekbones. Brady was. I know a lot of people are critical.
He's a handsome man. He's a handsome man.
Yeah, I was gonna say hand up. You know, we both got girlfriends, but looking a little sharp yesterday. But I didn't think he did.
Proud. He's a bachelor.
Yeah, he's on the prowl now. I didn't think he did that bad. I know people don't like him in the booth, but I didn't think he did that bad. Did you?
Yeah, not for nothing. Brady, you know, he's definitely from week 1 to where he's at now, definitely much better.
Yes. Week 1 was rough.
Yeah, got to give him credit on that. But let's just all be honest, people. It's not the wrong thing or bad thing to say that Greg Olsen would have done a little better of a job. You know, Greg Olsen is a guy. I wish Greg Olsen would have been there as well. Would have been a nice 3-party. I don't know why it's just 2, but I think Tom Brady is eventually could possibly be like a great all-time commentator. This is his first year on the job, so I understand the criticism or whatever, but personally, I think Tom Brady called a great Super Bowl.
Yeah, I do too. I think he's come a long way since week 1. Week 1, I understood the criticism. As much as I respect Tom Brady, I was like, oh, okay, I mean, this is rough, but he has come a long way, and you could tell he's put the work in. So, yeah, overall, man, I thought it was not the best. By the way, thoughts on the halftime performance? I mean, weird choice selection. Obviously, he was going to perform the Not Like Us, but other than that, I thought he was going to put, like, some better, like, more hits.
Like Good Kid, Mad City, stuff from that, Backstreet Freestyle, Money Trees, Swimming Pools, Bishop Kill My Vibe. Me personally, Good Kid, Mad City is one of the greatest albums of all time, and I'm a Kanye fan, letting you know that Good Kid, Mad City might be like one of the greatest albums of all time. To me, he should have performed at least 3 or 4 tracks from that. He probably could have threw in a couple from the Humble album as well, or the King No Tua album, whatever. But me personally, I understand like at least the message he was trying to send out, but it's the Super Bowl. It's one of the biggest stages any performer could perform at, and you're not playing your greatest songs. You're playing, songs that's, sending a message, or, you're trying to promote something, or, symbolize something, but you had the biggest stage and you didn't take advantage. You didn't play your biggest songs. So in my opinion, it was kind of mid. Mm-hmm. Like the performance itself is okay, but the song selection should have been way better. To me, could have been way better.
Yeah, no, I agree. Thoughts on I thought it was mid as well, but I want to say this. I think that it should have been Lil Wayne in New Orleans.
I wish Boosie would at least performed the first verse to Wipe Me Down.
Even
it would have been a zoo.
Even in the beginning, like who sang the national anthem and Lady Gaga, they were all like whack.
Yeah, like I'm sorry to say this, that was one of the wackest national anthems ever. Even I was like, and I'm a Patriot. I'm even a Patriots fan, and I'm letting you know right now, we got to do better. We got to do better. The brother was amazing. He sang his heart out. But all I'm saying is, where's the Whitney Houston's is at?
Yeah,
we need those type of performances, all-time greatness. So I love what he did. Great singer, but I want that Whitney Houston type of national anthem. You feel me?
And what's with Fox debuting a new box?
Oh, I did not. Nobody liked it.
It was ugly. At least put it on us in the beginning so we could get used to it. It looked like we like fucked up and was just like, hey, we're just unraveling something new.
It's like Fox had everything ready, and then like the last hour, we're like, yo, we don't have a fucking box score. Let's just put something together.
It was so ugly.
Yeah. I honestly think they fumbled on that, and that was the last thing, and they were just like, fuck it, let's just leave it like that. They should have put it like they used to do it back in the day. Nice square, like Like, to me, one of the best fonts was like that 04 to like that 08, like
Old
Fox World
school.
Series.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great fonts, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was some swing and misses. Let's just say.
Yeah.
And thoughts on commercials? I thought the Doritos commercial was pretty
Oh,
cool.
trash.
Oh, yeah.
Overall, one of the worst Super Bowl movies of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah. I like the
Commercials was
Jeep one.
trash.
The Jeep one was cool with
Yeah.
America, but
Commercials was trash. Like, I'm gonna say below average in compared to recent years. Halftime performance,
mid.
song choice wise, not great. And the game itself was trash. It was 34-0.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it was bad.
I understand the Chiefs, Eagles, all the stars, Bradley Cooper, the champ before the game. I understand that. But it was 20-0, 23-0 at half, 17-0 at half, 34-0 at one point.
I thought the game was over
terrible.
I thought the game was over because I think it was 17-0, about a minute left in the quarter, and he threw second quarter, excuse me, and then he threw the pick.
To Braun, yeah.
It was over.
It was over right there.
It was over right there.
I have to put it like this. I knew the Chiefs got the ball in the second half.
Yeah.
History tells you Chiefs could come back from a 17-20 point deficit.
Tom Brady.
Start the third quarter. We saw 2 sacks.
Yep.
I knew. I left. I shook everybody saying, I said, I'm going back to my sister's house. I'm going to chill with my girl and the family. Because, I'm not going to watch the game with them. I'm going to watch the game with the people.
The boys.
But as soon as the game was decided, I'm going to go back to the family. We had to.
Yeah, had to. All right, kid. Well, it's a sad goodbye because, the NFL is done. Off season starts now. But we do have spring football. UFL is starting next month, baby. We're just a month away between the UFL. And
now for 9 people, I'm not going to toot our horn.
We're pretty good.
But I'm going to say we're probably one of the most profitable UFL podcasts in all of the world.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Last year, I was positive. I'm pretty sure Dylan was positive.
Last 2 years.
The year prior to that, we had positive record. Search up. You can look at all our podcasts. Check the plays, people. Yeah. On the record, I'm going on record to say we're one of the most profitable podcasts in UFL history.
And I think we also hit the champion 2 years in a row now.
Yeah.
Love the UFL, actually. I think it's a good little appetizer before the offseason. But real quick, you mentioned Kellen Moore. There are all reports. Sirianni was after the game saying, hey, let's run this shit back. He is projected to take that Saint job. My understanding from everything that I've read from Saint reporters and beat writers in New Orleans, they're about 2-3 years away. Yes, he's going to be making 10 to 11 million. I understand that. It's an NFL head coaching job. It's hard to pass one up like that. But do you, if you're Kellen Moore, take it now, or do you pull a Ben Johnson and gamble on yourself and wind up making? Because Ben Johnson could have made 10, 11 million last year. Gambled on himself, had another fantastic year, and said, you know what? I'm going to make 14 million.
Well, I'm going to say it's not about the money. It's about the better job. Because to me, he got a better job offer in a better situation waiting the year. And I think Kellen Moore should do the same. I think he should follow in Ben Johnson's shoes. Because at the end of the day, we've seen Kellen Moore. Let's just start with the obvious. What's a better situation for the 2025-2026 season? The Philadelphia Eagles or the New Orleans Saints?
Yeah. No brainer.
No brainer right there. Okay. Now, as a first-time head coach, do you want to go at a rebuild or you want to go somewhere where it's potential that you could possibly help take the team to the next level? That's what Ben Johnson was able to do.
Yeah.
He had his pick of the crop. He had an interview. He had an interview with multiple teams. Kellen Moore, I'm not going to guarantee you nothing, but I'm pretty sure after what you did yesterday and what I think you could possibly do next season with the same offense, there will be a good amount of jobs available to you next year as well. So I wouldn't go into a bad situation as a first-time head coach and stain my record or my likability at a bad spot, because Kellen Moore right now is a hot coaching commodity, you could say, right?
Yeah.
You go to New Orleans, you go 3-15. People are not gonna be like, oh, we want Kellen Moore as much. We won't have that that savvy. Oh, we need Kellen Moore. He's the future. You go 3-15 and New Orleans, you might get fired after a year. Now,
Yeah.
look, you're back trying to find a OC job. To me, you stay where you're at right now, still dug it out for another year, like Ben Johnson, and I can almost guarantee you'll be in a better situation next year.
Yeah, I would agree. I would stay in a good situation. I know you're not going to be getting 10 million, but 4 million for a coordinator is not that bad. I know
Yeah.
Chip Kelly, he
Small
got
chance you'll go back to back. Saquon is under contract. Jalen's under contract. Devontae
Yeah.
Smith under a rookie deal. We know some free agents going to want to come. Defense is loaded. All young, all under rookie contracts. Secondary, all young.
yeah.
Besides big Big Play
Darius
Slade
Slay.
and CJ Garner-Johnson. Hey, they have a chance to run it back, man.
They were throwing
Like,
shade at Travis Kelce too
Yeah,
after the game.
yeah, that's not the here or there. Those are, but like Saquon said, and I honestly believe when he said this still, why can't the dynasty start now?
Yeah.
I give the Eagles maybe not as better chance as the Kansas City Chiefs for going back to back, but I'll give them at least a 20%, 25% chance.
Yeah, and I would also argue that the NFC is much easier road to back to the Super Bowl than the AFC.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Right now, realistically, got to put the 49ers in there. Got to put the Lions in there.
Rams.
Eagles took care of the Rams. I'm not gonna put the Rams there. Cooper Kupp is going.
Yeah,
We gotta see.
that's
But
fair.
I'm just saying, as of right now, the way it sits, Detroit Eagles, 49ers,
Washington.
and Washington. But we gotta see.
Yeah, that's fair. It's only 1 year.
He's gonna regress. Look with CJ. He's gonna regress a little bit, or can he elevate as well? We'll see about that. But in my opinion, they have a great chance to represent the NFC next year, though.
We also learned before the Super Bowl, I think about a few hours before then, and I mentioned it a few months ago. You mentioned the 49ers. 49ers, they have given Debo and his agent permission to seek a trade. I said that earlier in the season. I said, listen, they're riddled with injuries. Let's just scrap this year. Kyle Shanahan couldn't do anything this year. They were loaded with injuries. My thing is, let's build around Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle. You're going to sign Brock Purdy.
Build around. You're good there.
Yeah.
You're good there. You got to sign Brock Purdy.
Which they will, I think. They should. They should.
A lot of teams should do a lot.
Yeah.
They should.
But he's about to make 17 and a half, 18 million. I think that's a little out of my Debo. That's a little out of my price range for him right now. For a guy that gets hurt a lot, he's a gadget guy.
I think he only had one touchdown last year. He definitely was a down year. You gave Brandon Ayuk all that money. He's coming back from injury, and not for one, Juwan Jennings had himself a good year.
Yeah, he's good too.
I would, I'll be okay with dealing Debo, not for nothing, if Brandon Ayuk is going to be consistent number one target. George Kittle, we know, top 3, top 5 tight end. No doubt about that. CMC, when healthy, top 3 running back, if not the best running back. So I think they'll be just fine, but they got to take care of Brock Purdy and shore up the offensive line, because Trent Williams is going up there. He's still the best left tackle in all the football when he's in there.
I would also say you get that $17-18 million off the book. You could go and help the defense that needed it. The defense took a major step back. I know Bob Salah's coming back. Maybe get the boys rolling again. But, yeah, I think they need to shore up the defense. I'm serious. I think they need to shore up the defense a little bit, though. But, yeah, I don't – it didn't come as a surprise. I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're going to trade – yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, he had a down year.
Down year. And when you're paying Brandon Ayuk that, you're paying him wide receiver 1 money.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then obviously a little after that, the marriage has come to an end. Aaron Rodgers will not be coming back from the Jets. And, obviously that means Davante Adams will be leaving as well. It's
not guaranteed.
But most likely. Let's be honest. That's good for Garrett Wilson, though, because he was kind of unhappy. A lot of the targets and catches were going to Davante Adams that should have been going to him. Mixed emotions about this. I wanted him to come back for a year just because, the quarterback draft is not very heavy this year, and next year it will be. So kind of be a bridge quarterback, I thought. But now apparently he's out of the country. They had conversations with Aaron Glenn and our new GM. They want to go in a different direction, which you can't fault them for. They're trying to rebuild it they have some pieces, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Quinnen Williams. They have some pieces. It's not like it's a total rebuild. I'll say this. I'm all in for Jameis Winston. I'm all in. Like, I hope, like,
Jameis over Sammy D and Kirk Cousins. I just want to
100%.
and
100%.
Justin Fields.
If he's,
I just want to. I understand we all love Jameis.
I'll get both.
We all love Jameis. I don't think there's a NFL fan that hates Jameis Winston. I don't think there's one.
Objectively,
I'm just saying there's better options for QB1 at the moment.
Objectively, because I'm such a big Ohio State fan, I love Justin Fields and I wish him nothing but success in his career. But I'd rather have Jameis Winston. Kirk Cousins, he's hurt. You could tell he was not the same coming off that Achilles.
He'll be healthier.
Yeah, but I just don't trust him. And Sammy D, I think they're either going to retain him or the Raiders are going to go after him. I think the Raiders
go after Kirk Cousins.
One of them. I think the Raiders are going to go after someone. So my thing is we need a bridge quarterback for next year. And if Jameis has a good year, he could do like a Sam Darnold and then bridge the next quarterback until we draft one. But I'm all in for Jameis. I think it's a great situation. He's been in a lot of locker rooms, veteranship, and like you said, not even just not one fan does. Every player loves Jameis. They will go to bat for this guy. I think he could be a very good locker room guy for the young guys. I know you think I'm trolling, but I'm dead ass. I really think Jameis Winston could be a good quarterback here.
Put it this: do I think Jameis Winston could go out there, play for the Jets, have a couple 300-yard games, and go out
easy?
There? Yeah, absolutely. But are you saying this because you want a top 5 pick next year? Because that's what you're gonna be with Jameis. Let's just be honest.
I think to your point, I think no matter who we get, whether you mention Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold, Justin Fields, I think we'll be a top 5 pick regardless.
So with Sammy D, you think you don't think you'll win 7 or 8 games?
No, I don't. I don't believe in the roster. I think we're a year or two away. That's why I need a bridge quarterback.
Yeah.
And who's the best
also
bridge?
A year or two away?
Huh.
The Washington Commanders.
Yeah, but we all believe. I believed in Jay and Daniels. Maybe not to the NFC Championship game, didn't believe, but I thought they would be very good.
I don't know, Dale. To me, those 3 players that I name alone are a better option.
You trust Justin Fields more than Jameis Winston?
Trust, yes. Are you gonna tell me who's gonna have a better season? I'm not gonna say Justin could have possibly a better season, but trust who I think will turn the ball over less is Justin Fields. Absolutely.
Oh, I know he's gonna turn the ball over. I'm fine with that. I'm good with that, though.
That's not good.
No, because we're gonna be in a top 5 anyway.
For that, you should have just kept Zach Wilson.
Nah. He lost the locker room, and he was blaming other people. Like, Jameis Winston is a true professional. He takes it. Everything is on him. Yeah, he take it on the chin.
Yeah. I'll give you that, though. But I'm just saying, I think there's way better options out there than Jameis.
Are you surprised the Jets are going in a different way and not keeping him for 1 year, or at least trying to?
No, absolutely not, though. I think Woody Johnson's at a point where he's embarrassed as a Jets owner. He probably had it to hear with all the shenanigans that's been going on since his ownership. And realistically, I think the coaching staff, I think Glenn and company is not beat for that bullshit. I think they're going to go in and try to turn this ship around, like, starting today. And I think that's why the news came out yesterday, right before the Super Bowl, because they're letting everybody know the season starts today. So as a Jets fan, I think you should be excited that you're already moving forward and turning the page and looking ahead. You're not looking back, you're looking ahead. So as a Jets fan, you should be excited about that. Am I a little surprised? Yes, just because I think Aaron Rodgers gives you the best opportunity to compete for the upcoming season. But like I said, if you're able to get Kirk Cousins, Sammy D, or Justin Fields, I like those guys. Do I think they could have a better season than Aaron Rodgers? Again, with the same offense? No. But would I like those guys to come in and get a shot at QB1? Absolutely.
And we saw Aaron Rodgers play much better down the stretch in the
Yeah,
last
last
4 or
5,
5
and he was a
games.
little more mobile as well.
Yeah.
So you saw him get his
He
rhythm
could
and his legs
definitely
back.
play too. So I don't think he's done playing. I know he said he's gonna like reevaluate his career and whatnot. He is out of the country, but when he comes back, there are teams that are. And the good thing I think that
Hey,
he
the
has
Raiders
leverage.
too.
Yeah, and I think he has leverage. Tom Brady. I mean, new ownership. You might want to go and get a quarterback. My thing also is he has a lot of leverage. He's made a lot of money. That means he could be patient, sit back, and wait for the right opportunity. He doesn't need to just jump at the first team that offers him. There's a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers. We don't know if Russ is going to be back. What about Minnesota? If Sam Darnold comes back, you put Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones is one of his best friends, Addison, Kevin O'Connell calling plays.
Hawkinson.
Oh, like, bro, that is a great situation for him.
Top 5 defense.
Because JJ is still, he had another surgery. He had 2 surgeries. So we don't even know the timeline of when JJ is going to be ready. So you bring in a guy like Aaron Rodgers. I think Minnesota, I think Pittsburgh, I think Las Vegas. I think these are all viable options for Aaron Rodgers come next season. Because I do think he has a little left in the tank. We saw it last season.
You know another team I want to throw in there, and I think you even agree with me. Don't count out the Indianapolis Colts in the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. They could be a quarterback away from the division title now.
You don't believe in AR-15?
I've seen enough.
Yeah, me too. I think they have too. They
he has
benched
potential. He has potential, but
the ceiling's not high.
Yeah, I've seen enough.
And then lastly, before we get to our picks, you were right, man. Good call. Josh Allen, congratulations. He did win the MVP. Close race, but, he had a fantastic season. I think, making the argument, he has done more this season with less.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, credit to Josh Allen. You could tell how happy he was. He deserved it. Very close race, though. I understand my people in the DMV very upset, but, Lamar's won 2 already, so. And who knows? He might be back to win another one. We do cash Kevin O'Connell Coach of the Year. I think that was an easy one. Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Burrow. I mean, the season he had was fantastic.
Easy could have been the MVP.
Easily. If they were better.
If they were a playoff team, he would have been the MVP.
Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain. I didn't really know about that one.
Yeah. He was a heavy favorite come like week 15,
I know,
16.
but like, what did he really do? I mean,
shutdown corner.
Yeah, he's a shutdown corner, but I'd rather see a guy would get a lot of sacks.
I hear you. Yeah, my man,
it was whack to me.
Stephon Gilmore won it a couple years ago.
Yeah, I'm not really on a Patrick Surtain train, but Saquon, he did win Offensive Player of the Year. Jaden Daniels, we knew that was going to happen. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Jared Verse, he won Defensive Rookie of the Year as well. The game-winning Hail Mary throw was the play of the year for the Redskins against the Bears when that was crazy. You remember that, right?
I had the Bears money line. I was sick.
And I'll end this here. Eli got snubbed. I mean, you cannot write the history of the NFL without Eli Manning. The gauntlet of the players and the quarterbacks and the teams that he went through to win those 2 Super Bowls, incredible. I mean, yes, you want to talk about his record in the regular season, that's fair. But when it came to playoffs, the guy was ice cold, and you cannot write the hit. He stopped Tom Brady from having a perfect season. He beat one of the best teams ever assembled. I mean, I think it was so disrespectful. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, but it is unfortunate he didn't get first ballot in. I'm not trying to take any away from any other players. Shout out Sterling Sharp as well. First brother combo to be in the Hall of Fame. It was nice to see that as well. Antonio Gates as well, but I don't know. I thought Eli should have got it.
All right. Eli Manning is a no-doubter Hall of Famer. I agree with you 100%. You can't write the NFL story without Eli Manning. I'm not gonna say he didn't deserve to be a first ballot Hall of Famer because I think he should have. But we cannot just throw away some of the bad seasons Eli Manning had regular season wise. Still, how many times did he lead the NFL interceptions? Multiple. How many times did the Giants win, 5, 6, 7 games? Multiple, Dill. So to me, to be a first ballot player, you had to be generational. Was Eli Manning a generational talent? Absolutely not. But I agree with you and people that say you cannot write the history of the NFL without Eli Manning. That's 100% fact. But was Eli Manning the most talented player in his era? No. Was Eli Manning the most athletic player in his era? No. Was Eli Manning ever considered the best player at his position? No. So when you take all those things in account, I can understand why he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. Do
Yeah.
I agree with it? Maybe not, but I understand why he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. I might disagree with it a little bit. I think Eli should definitely be a second ballot
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, but I understand why, people. At the end of the day, let's not forget what he was. He is an all-time great, but let's not forget what he was for those other 16 years of his career.
That's fair. All right, kid. Before we get to the NBA and college plays, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. Whether it's Huckleberry while you played a round of golf or elderberry while you're watching the NBA, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that artisanal blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. Kid, I don't know if you saw this. This is also news that broke Super Bowl weekend as well. But that Laker trade, they didn't get their center.
Yeah.
I mean, he failed his physical. I mentioned it. I said, I like Mark Williams, but he is a guy that gets hurt a lot. And Lakers, they brought him in, gave him his physical, and he failed it. And they said, you know what, we can't do the trade, which I get. But that kind of hurts them now. Their finals odds plummeted after losing Mark Williams for a split second.
Yeah, definitely gonna hurt him because you need that big man. You got Jokic. Say what you want. You got to go through Rudy Gobert with Minnesota. You're gonna need a 5 to go through the West. Like look at Houston with Pagan Piggin. I always mess up his name, but big man in Houston, Jared Jackson, in Memphis,
Jokic.
OKC with Chet and Harvenstein. You're gonna need a big man if you wanna, make a deep playoff run, especially in the West. So, Dale, I know some people might laugh when I say this, but if I'm the Los Angeles Lakers, this one phone call I gotta make after that trade didn't go through, Dale. You might laugh. I'm calling Dwight Howard. He's been there, done that. We just need 8 to 12 minutes a night. I think Dwight can still provide that. He could give you points. He could give you rebounds. And he's going to give you a couple hard fouls any given night, Dale. If I'm the Lakers for 8 to 12 minutes a night, I'll give Dwight Howard a call.
All right. Speaking about the Lakers, they are playing tonight, 10:40 here at home against the Utah Jazz. They are 12-point favorites, and Luka is making his debut tonight. Got to stay up a little bit just to watch. I know we got bedtimes and we got jobs in the morning, but I got to watch Luka in a Lakers jersey real quick.
Yeah, I'm about to take a nap after this pod and definitely try to stay up and watch the game, even though I got to start work at 5:30.
Early bird gets the word.
I got at least witness the first half, people. So let's get into it. Got a few plays for tonight. Let's start it off. 7:30 start. Boston Celtics taking on the Miami Heat. Boston laying 6. Oh, right now it's at 5.5. I took the -6 early on. Give me the -6 with Boston. I think to take care of business convincingly down in Miami. Next game, Sacramento Kings taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas have won 2 in a row, but we heard the injury news with Anthony Davis looking like he's gonna be sidelined for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Give me the Sacramento Kings on the road, -102 on the money line. Shop around, see what number you could get. I see 105s out there. If you get plus money, by all means. Uh, we just talked about him. Luka Doncic making his debut with the Laker uniform. You know I got some action on it. I love this play. Give me Luka Doncic over 7.5 assists at +102. I put this in, people, a couple times already. I had a bonus bet. I used my own money as well. So we're invested in Luka over 7.5 assists. And then I'm gonna end it off with a two-way 6-point teaser, -134. Give me Golden State Warriors taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. No Giannis. Dame is questionable. Pat Covington is questionable. They're laying 7 on the road. I'm going to tease them down to -1 with the Golden State Warriors. I think they take care of business on the road. Jimmy Butler did look good in his debut in Chicago with the Golden State Warriors. And then I'm going to tease the Cleveland Cavaliers down, taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves, laying 8.5, 9.5, whatever you could get. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to tease them down to 3.5. That's my two-way 6-point teaser, -134. Golden State's down to -1, and Cleveland Cavaliers to -3.5.
Over under 1.5 years. Jimmy Butler is upset and wants out.
1.5?
Yeah.
Under. Because 1.5, the half is next year. Summer.
Next trade line, yeah.
No, next summer.
Next summer.
Because the next trade deadline is a year.
Yeah,
the
correct.
half is the start of the NBA season, 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So from
we'll see.
February to what? August.
Yeah.
He's out.
Yeah, he's upset. There is one game up for Tuesday. There are lines: Detroit Pistons at Chicago Bulls. Pistons, watch out for the Pistons now, kid. Number 6 in the East, 27-16. They've won 2 in a row. This is probably one of the better seasons we've seen. Kate Cunningham is legit. They're laying 3.5 here on the road against not so good Bulls team. Any opinion on that game?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay the 3.5 with Detroit. Wouldn't be surprised if they're at 4 tomorrow. So I'm gonna lay the 4 or 3.5 with the Pistons. Another game that I'm gonna try to watch as well. Your New Year Knicks taking on the Indiana Pacers. I've been loving how the Pacers been playing as of late. I understand they lost the other day, but they got it going, Dill. I'm gonna assume the Pacers are gonna be dogs. If I could get Pacers plus 3.5, 4.5 at home, I'm gonna take the points, Dill.
Just 2 plays for me in college hoops. Hey, we're just a few weeks away before March Madness, kid. Cannot wait. We will be locked and loaded for that. 2 plays for me in college hoops has been kicking me in the ass. So kind of diving back a little bit. But Rio Grande Valley, plus 2.5 here. Love them over Stephen F. Austin. And then I got Southeastern Lions against Houston Christians, plus 1.5 over there. I think they should be the favorite on the road. But 2 plays for me, kid. Yeah, that's going to do it. And then a little later in the week, we will preview and have predictions for NBA All-Star Weekend in the Bay Area this weekend. But, kid, any last words before we get up out of here?
Dill, it sucks that the NFL season is over, but we're going to have some exciting basketball after the All-Star break. Then we have March Madness. Spring training is starting, people, so we're going to have some baseball action pretty soon. Bear with us. But it was a great NFL season. We had a great Super Bowl. Thank you, CT, once again for coming on. And let's just have hopefully the snowstorm ain't a storm.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of snow, people.
Well, good luck. God bless. And we will see you guys next.